Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Tyrone back with Tech Life. And here we have a great article from the Urgent Communications. I will leave it in the description down below so you guys could check it out. So another huge target hit by AT&T. This was the company's biggest one that they wanted to hit. It was their main focus. It was a big priority. AT&T says it completed its 5-year FirstNet build-out goal by March 30th per the contractual deadline. So they've had several contractual deadlines to hit, right? There was a Band 14 nationwide rollout. That was one part. The second part was, of course, a geographic coverage expansion that they had to meet a deadline there, which there's another one that they have to hit, which we'll discuss in this video, which is going to pay them about $6.5 billion. But it's the hardest part of out of any of the contractual deadlines. This last 5% of coverage that they have to deploy is going to be the hardest, just based on the geographical location that's very difficult to cover. And then they're going to face even more tougher regulatory environments in those areas. So that last 5%, AT&T knew right off the bat, this is going to take long. They incorporated that. So that's the biggest payout that they received. The first deadline payout that they received was about $5 billion. So this next one is roughly around $6.5 billion. So in total, AT&T is going to get about $11.5 billion. So technically speaking, right, if we're being honest, for this geographic expansion that AT&T went through, which AT&T's consumers can take advantage of that too, and it says it in this article, AT&T technically didn't pay a dime for it because they're getting that $11.5 billion of a reimbursement for hitting these contractual deadlines. So, I mean, be that as it may, right? A lot of people are going to be upset. They're going to be like, well, AT&T got pretty much a free coverage expansion. AT&T did what they needed to do to get that contract, right? If anybody else would have been more interested, wanted to fight more, they could have tried, right, in Verizon and T-Mobile. But no, AT&T was the one that got that 25-year deal, and now they are set to get these reimbursements. So it's good to see, right? It's really good to see. AT&T is claiming to be 250 plus thousand square miles larger than the next closest commercial network in Verizon and T-Mobile. So their native footprint is now far bigger than anything that the competition presents today. And with this last 5% that they have to hit, that just means that the network is going to keep getting bigger. I personally think, and I'll have to ask, recently AT&T announced that they cover natively 2.91 million square miles of the US. Personally, I think they're shooting for 3 million. I don't think they have to go to 3.5, which is the landmass, the total landmass of the United States. I don't think they have to get there per the contract. But if I remember correctly, per the contract, AT&T has to cover at least 3 million square miles of the United States with a native FirstNet network. So that's a tall task, right? But they are getting $11 billion for it. So why not? Right? That's just something that AT&T is looking at. And they're also taking a shot in this at Verizon, right? Verizon was about 70% share on first responders, not anymore. That's what AT&T said in this article, and I'll leave it in the description so you guys can check it out for yourselves and take a look. Very informative article. And again, shots taken by AT&T. They're like, Verizon once had 70% of the market when it came to first responders. That's not the case anymore. And that's just AT&T becoming more competitive in that space, right? First responders get a cheaper rate, and they're competing with a bigger network. There's going to be areas now that AT&T is expanding into that Verizon does not work and T-Mobile doesn't work. So that's going to be an advantage that AT&T will have for the foreseeable future until one of T-Mobile or Verizon decides like, hey, we need to start getting aggressive and competing in those areas too, and then they can expand there. But they really don't have the incentive other than getting those customers potentially, but who knows how many first responders are in those specific areas. We don't know, right? So just wanted to share that with you guys today. I look forward to reading your comments on this. Make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel for more. Like, share, subscribe, follow the social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.